So guys, so welcome back. This is your boy again, Adamslink. How you guys doing? Welcome to another crazy video. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching this video from. Well, we're going to have a discussion concerning Wizkid's recent show at Accor Arena. Accor Arena is one of the biggest arena in France, and Wizkid sold out 20,000 capacity. According to Wizkid even tweeted about it. And it's not the first artist to ever sold out that arena. Burna Boy was the first artist to sell out that arena, and of course, Wizkid is the second. We are waiting for the third person, Davido, to also do that as well. But that's just it. Let's talk about the show. Was the show a great show? Did people really enjoy it? Well, quite unfortunately, I do not know if you go on Twitter currently, fans are calling on Wizkid to be arrested. Some people are calling him fraud. Some people are saying the performance was whack. That Wizkid is the worst performing artist to come from Africa. Can you imagine that insult? Wizkid, the worst performing artist to come from Africa. A lot of jab has been thrown at Wizkid. We do not know what is going on. That's one thing. We do not know what's going on. I saw the show yesterday. The show, people were rocking, were shouting, were hailing Wizkid and everything. Even talking about the entrance. We're also going to talk about the entrance, comparing it to Davido's entrance according to Twitter. In fact, we're going to discuss Twitter reaction to Wizkid's show. Someone said, Wizkid need to be arrested for fraud, honestly. According to the reason why he said that was that Wizkid said he sold out that show. But meanwhile, a video shows that some seats were empty. But Wizkid said he sold out that show. How can someone, let me ask a question, how can someone from Nigeria or any part of the world can tell if a show was sold out or not? A show that is being organized in France. You are in Nigeria and you can tell a show in France was sold out or not. How is that possible? How is that even possible? Were you there to check if the show was sold out? Wizkid says sold out show. Wizkid says sold out show. 20,000 capacity. And he would definitely be paid for that 20,000 capacity that was sold out. He said sold out show. So you, all the way from Nigeria or somewhere in the village that don't have light, knowing fully well what is happening in France. When a show starts, let me explain it to you guys. When a show starts, when the backup singers come on stage to perform and to entertain the people who are coming in before Wizkid comes, while people are coming in, the show has already started, DJs and everything. So if you take pictures of that particular time people are coming in, you will see a lot of seat empty. But as soon as it's time for Wizkid to perform, the show is already packed. People are already in because Wizkid is the main event. The main event, that's to tell you that everyone is already seated. So you that is in one village in Nigeria or somewhere in the city cannot tell what is happening in France all the way from where you are. Come on, man. He said Wizkid should be arrested for fraud. Honestly. Another person said Wizkid had just been arrested by the France police for harassing the citizens with an embarrassing concert. So Wizkid had just been arrested by the France police for harassing the citizens with an embarrassing concert. Wizkid wasn't arrested though. Wizkid wasn't arrested. People are just projecting because of the way they are not happy with the show. But these are people tweet coming from other countries that are not in France. But let me now read the tweet of some fans who were present at that show yesterday. So this Starlight said, But these are big points to raise. The playback, the transition, the speed of the concert is in question, missing sound, the nullity of Wizkid as a performer. Then another person said, refund us our ticket. Your artist Wizkid sucks. He's been using playback for 15 minutes. We pay seat at 7,000 euro to listen to Spotify on speaker. Then Kaya said, Wizkid, this weakling, it shows up. It's called Wizkid a weakling. You say Wizkid this weakling, he show up 1 hour 30 minutes late and bring us back ties instead of Thames, Burna Boy and Breezy. I was anxious all day. I skipped taking my meds, eating and my darling for your little face so that you could sing in crooked lip sticking. Then Binto said, Wizkid is the worst performer in history. Simple. Wizkid the worst performer in history. Then Southside said, Wizkid will be better porn actor than live singer. Then again, another lady said, Wizkid gig was, guys, make my dirty money thief. Well, you know, they were all writing in French, but the translation is what is giving issue. So according to her, I believe what she wanted to say was that Wizkid was a guy's refund my money thief. I was telling Wizkid to refund his money. Wizkid is a thief. A lot of numerous tweets, but also there are also good tweets as well, though. Like the guy who said Wizkid, just the same way this girl said Wizkid is the worst performer in history, another person said Wizkid is the best. Same way we are seeing not that really favorable tweets, same way we have a lot of people also praising Wizkid as well. Like someone said, Wizkid becomes the first ever Afrobeat artist to completely sell out and fill up the Accor Arena in Paris. You know, something like that. And other tweet guys who were kind of like encouraging Wizkid, praising Wizkid, and you know, just hyping Wizkid. And guess what? A lot of superstars showed up at that show. We saw Mpape was there, Akimi, Popcorn, Naomi Campbell, and also former Twitter CEO was also there. They all came to see Wizkid at his backstage after performing. Wizkid welcomed them and they hugged them and they hanged out. You know, it's big up to Wizkid, man. He tried. As long as it's Africa. And there were rumors going around that Messi, Lionel Messi was also there. Well, I never saw Lionel Messi there. But Mpape attended the Wizkid show at Accor yesterday. And we saw a lot of things though. And we saw other pictures, other videos as well. Fans were asking for more. They never wanted Wizkid to go. They needed more. They needed more. So in everything we do, people must surely complain. People must complain. You cannot satisfy everybody. Even as of yesterday, they were even making fun of. Let's talk about the entrance. So it is okay to say they are not doing this normal entrance now, where you just descend from the sky and land in the middle of the arena on stage. That is one of the most used entrance currently. Davido did it, but didn't do it too well. I think he did it in Nigeria, but he didn't do it too well because our engine were failing. You know, it was at the time I was hanging somewhere. Burna Boy also did it as well, and Burna Boy's own was beautiful. But now they are kind of like making fun of Davido after Wizkid did it, and he did it perfectly well. Why are you guys making fun of Davido now? Davido is one of your biggest artists, so you now they disrespect Davido too much. And even talking about Davido, Davido want to bring one of the biggest show in USA. He called it a Wave Festival. 18 November 2022 at State Farm Arena, Atlanta. I called it a way. That is Davido's own festival. So I think he will be doing this festival every year in Atlanta. His own festival, guys. So that's the big name for Davido. That's a big win. Oh. If you don't like, having your own festival, it's really a big name for Davido. So we should encourage all of them now. Davido tried. Davido tried. I don't understand why you start mimicking it and trying to compare Wizkid entrance with Davido's entrance. Well, they said Wizkid is a thief, performed poorly. I am not the one saying it. Oh. Don't say Adamslink said. No, it's not Adamslink. It's Twitter reaction from people who were not present at that show and also people who were present there. Some were even asking for a refund. Well, 20,300 capacity, completely sold out. Completely sold out. Big money for Wizkid. Big money for Wizkid. No wonder he could single-handedly buy 7 cars at once for the sum of $5 million US. Big money for Wizkid, guys. So thank you guys for